your Norcast weather update. Brought to you by Orbit Energy, your whole home solutions provider. We're ready to make your dream home a reality. Call 1-800-836-3987 or visit orbitenergy.us for more info.
It is now 11:51 on your Friday afternoon. I'm cutting in here live because there is a dramatic shift of events that has happened over the past 20 minutes or so. There is a tornado watch in effect for our viewing area. Now, this does not include the Cape May bubble. It does not include Atlanta County. It does not include Cumberland County. Earlier on, I outlined the area where severe thunderstorms were most likely, and that is toward the Philadelphia metro area. But don't forget, this is very important, that Mother Nature does not follow geographical lines, does not follow lines that man just wrote on a map, okay? And I'll explain that in just a moment when we actually bring up the map of the tornado watch. Something that is kind of eye-popping to look at. It's important that we, when forecasting, look at several different things. Obviously, we want to know what the upper air pattern is doing. We want to know what the models are initiating at and what the real-time observation is. And I'm going to pull this up so I can explain that as well. Here we are at, what is this? It is now 12 o'clock, so we're going to go back here. And we're going to look and see what the model initiated and where we actually are on radar. So this is the HRRR, which is supposed to be the best model for these mesoscale situations because it's updated every hour. It completely fell on its face on Monday with that severe weather situation that didn't really materialize for South Jersey. And it picked it up this morning, then it backed off. And now the rain that it initialized with is much farther north than what's actually being seen on radar right now. So I will actually pull up radar and we will go out to western Pennsylvania. And let me take the alert off because I think this is a little, there we go, a little too busy when that's on there. All right, so you can see where, I'm going to pull up the measurement tool. The model initiated the rain somewhere, the thunderstorm activity at least, let's see, that's 3 counties over and 2 counties here. So it initiated it right here. And it's going up, okay, it's about 65 miles off. That's significant. It's significant because ultimately it's the southern part of this that could move just enough to the east where we get clipped in Salem, Gloucester, Camden, Burlington County. So what I think is going to happen here is this up here is not going to come near us. This is going to continue over northeast Pennsylvania. It's going to go into northwest Jersey. I believe what we see happen is this expand a little bit more. This is going to move to the east-northeast. So a lot of it will likely miss us over central Jersey, but there could be this section down here that clips us. And this would be, say, between 5 and 8 o'clock. So late afternoon, early evening. So again, that is very important to realize that you look at what the model says and then you look at what's actually going on radar right now, and you'll see the difference there. We always want to make sure that that is taken into consideration because it helps us with the ultimate forecast. So again, there is the initiated model, and you see what happens here. It breaks it up a lot. It brings it a lot farther north, and this is certainly possible, okay? But then it wants to dive it back to the south, coming right through the Philly metro area, and I'll show you a higher resolution version of this when we pull up our Futurecast in just a moment. Let's get on over to our cameras so we can see what's going on across the area right now. And we are going to head over to Fortescue and the Delaware Bay, where we have sunny skies, but we have those cumulus clouds that are starting to build. So the atmosphere is unstable. We are going to see these storms fire up, even a couple storms out ahead of the main event earlier. We've got some clouds overlooking Summers Point into Ocean City, overlooking Summers Point from Ocean City, I want to say. 76 our temperature right now, 64 our dew point. Relative humidity is at 67%. So it's going to turn muggy. Our dew points are going to continue to rise. That's one of the ingredients you need for thunderstorm activity, right? Those thunderstorms are going to be coming through. This is what's called a mesoscale convective vortex. And when you look at the radar, you can actually see that circulation in a counterclockwise fashion. So that spin, that ball of energy that's coming through, if it expands a little bit more, yes, I do believe southeast Pennsylvania and even portions of South Jersey could very well get in on at least damaging winds. That is the primary concern here. I know we are under a tornado watch, but I'm more concerned about the wind aspect of this than I am the tornadic activity. But still, there is wind shear. I'll explain what that is in just a second. And the conditions are on the table right now. It's going to be dangerously hot going into Saturday. You will get relief at the beaches. Obviously, the hot weather is going to be around much longer than any thunderstorms. These storms coming through maybe 3 or 4 hours from start to finish by the time they enter the Philadelphia viewing area and get off the shoreline. So that should happen in about 3 or 4 hours. Right now, we're at 76 in Hamilton, 81 in Vineland, 79 in Wilmington, 79 in Lancaster. 74 in Trenton, 66, much cooler in Cape May. Now, with this oceanic influence, clearly I'm not expecting any adverse weather conditions for the bubble. I'll be heading down there for a weather report tonight at 7 o'clock at Harry's. But look at where it's warmest. We're going to continue to warm into the middle 80s, I think. So, yes, we have that tornado watch. We have a couple light showers riding just north of Hatfield right now, just east of Reading. Philadelphia is in the clear right now, and we've got partly to mostly sunny skies out there as we sweep looking for more storms. You see them developing out to the west. And there are multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that are popping up. And I think what's interesting here is those warnings are mainly on the southern side here. So as that southern flank starts to develop, and it's almost moving more east to southeast while this part's moving east to northeast. That is why I believe this area could be troublesome getting into Hagerstown, getting into York. So this area of southern Pennsylvania needs to be on the lookout. And then sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock, Delaware, Lancaster, Chester counties need to be on the lookout. And then it's Camden, Gloucester, Salem, Burlington counties in South Jersey. So not everybody's under this. It's northern Delaware, it's Salem, Gloucester, Camden, Northwest Burlington, and then all of North Jersey is under this watch as well, extending over into northern Maryland. It's our short communities, Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland, that are not included in this. But let me be clear here. Like I said at the beginning, if some of you are now joining me that didn't get my spiel at the beginning here, Mother Nature doesn't care about arbitrary lines, okay? Just because this part of Gloucester County is under a watch doesn't mean that a tornado or a strong thunderstorm can't make its way into western Atlantic County. So if you're watching in Buena Vista Township, if you're watching in Hamilton, I would definitely be aware of what's going on around us. Through late afternoon, early evening, that is the time frame that we are watching. Now, I put this together a few years ago. I love using this because I think it illustrates what a watch and warning are. Right now, if you're freaking out because a tornado watch popped up over your phone, relax, breathe. We are not going to be running around like Chicken Little with his head cut off, okay? A watch means that the conditions, the variables are there. They are on the table. Or if we're talking tacos, the ingredients are on the table. Okay, so you got your greens, you got your onions, you got your chips, you got your rice and sour cream and cheese and meat. It's all there, wonderful. You're looking at it, means that we might be having tacos. I don't know. Those things could just sit there because independent of one another, together without a match or without the shell for these ingredients to go in, not a whole lot is going on. You could feasibly have a tornado watch and have no tornadoes. But we are looking at strong thunderstorms with damaging winds. I continue to believe that that is our primary concern. Now, a warning, if a warning pops up on your phone, that means that you need to take action now. it means that all of these ingredients are being thrown into the taco shell and somebody's going to eat that taco. If you get a warning, you want to get into the lowest level of your house immediately. And we'll go over those tornado safety tips in just a moment. Sun and clouds mix for the rest of the afternoon. That adverse weather stays out to the west for now. Now, I'm very curious to see how this develops because this model, this is the HRRR, it kind of erodes the southern side even as we are seeing in real time that southern side grow a little bit. So there's that discrepancy in the models right now, okay? So I believe we should be preparing for these strong thunderstorms to come through at least the Philly metro area. So at 3 o'clock, still west of Reading, in fact, bumping a little farther north, but notice how they try to come back south, whipping right through Philadelphia and a portion of Camden, Gloucester, Burlington County especially points north. I drew on a map earlier. I outlined an area where I think the severe thunderstorms are most likely. And I think that is going to, here it is actually. I think that's Philadelphia points north. The shore points, say Barnegat south, I really don't think you have much to worry about. I actually disagree with the Storm Prediction Center. I think this yellow should be extended farther east, and I think they covered that with the issuance of the tornado watch. So if you're in this area that is outlined in red, unfortunately, it looks like severe weather is pretty likely later this afternoon and evening. In yellow, we have a scattered severe weather situation. In green, it's an isolated one. So again, closer to Philadelphia, either side of the river, the Philly burbs will have the best opportunity here of these weather conditions coming together. So let's talk about how tornadoes form. There's wind coming at you at all directions at different levels of the atmosphere. It's called shear. It's change in wind direction with height. So at the surface, wind might be coming this way and going the complete opposite way aloft, okay? This creates horizontal rotation. So it's rotation that's just chilling out. It's happening, you know, the air is turbulent, but without lift, without that air rising back into the atmosphere, that rotation can sit there all at once. It's not going to create anything. When that horizontal rotation is flipped vertically and attaches itself to the bottom of a cumulonimbus cloud, which is a thunderstorm cloud, then you can get the development of the funnel cloud and ultimately the tornado. So that's the science behind it. Let's talk about, oh boy, I don't know why this is going through the whole thing again. Tornado safety. If there's a warning, you want to get to the lowest level of your house immediately. Okay, that's a basement, that's a crawl space. You might live in a house that doesn't have a basement or a crawl space. In that event, you want to get into the most interior room of the house. Maybe it's a closet or a powder room without any windows. And you want to get into the interior, A, because it's away from windows, but B, structurally speaking, that's the safest part of the house to be in. It's the most structurally sound part of the house. Yes, we are under a tornado watch. But like I said, I continue to believe that damaging winds, the primary concern here, straight line wind damage. Currently in yellow, there's a 15% chance of damaging winds, Scranton, Allentown, Philadelphia, out to Lancaster. You get down into South Jersey, a 5% chance. So again, right around that Philly metro area is where you have the larger opportunity. Dew points are rising today in the lower 60s. Same thing tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to be hotter than Sunday, but Sunday's going to be more humid. If the dew points are staying at around 62, 63, you'll absolutely be able to rise those temperatures into the upper 90s, feeling like it's near 100 degrees. It's going to be cooler because saturated air is harder to warm up on Sunday. All right, so you want the air to be drier if you want hotter weather, but it's going to feel just as miserable. It's half in one, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, really. It's going to feel like 100 in Trenton, 102 in Marlton, 99 in Hamilton. You'll get relief at the beaches. We have a heat advisory in effect for pretty much everybody away from the shore north in those densely populated areas. So you want to drink water, take breaks often, don't overexert yourself, check up on your elderly neighbors, stay in the AC as much as possible, and this is a biggie, keep your pets indoors. Let them go out, do what they got to do, but bring them back in. My dog, actually, one of them, is at my feet right now, listening to every word I'm saying, and she's being spoiled, and yeah, I'm talking about you. And cool. but you want to think about your pets, please. 67 tonight. Any showers or thunderstorms are pretty much out of here by 9 or 10 o'clock. And then for tomorrow, I think it's another great pool day, or Sunday rather. Great pool day. Lower 90s, partly sunny skies. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast because we are going to see temperatures kind of all over the place. I think we go between 96 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday, but we get down into the 60s even. And I know there's a lot of you worried about Memorial Day weekend. It's iffy. So if you have an opportunity, this weekend is going to be nicer than next weekend. I don't think much beach weather in store for us next weekend, but it is what it is. I would definitely do stuff on the beach this weekend, and just in case we've got clouds and cooler weather. I don't think it's going to be a washout. I don't think it's a repeat of last year, but there will certainly be cooler weather. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, guys. That tornado watch is in effect until tonight. There's no warnings yet. Looking at getting into our area sometime after 4 o'clock. The Philly burbs first on the other side of the Delaware River, then down into our neck of the woods. Make sure you're following me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can go directly to my website as well, Norcast.tv, and you can also download my app that will let you know what's going on in real time. It's called Norcast Weather. So just type that into your Apple or Android store and you'll be able to download the app. And I'll be back later on if there is a significant threat. We'll pop in here live and walk you through whatever Mother Nature is throwing our way. So I will leave you with a shot of our radar right now and see if there's any changes. Doesn't look to be, but that squall is starting to develop, that southern side of the squall. So watch it move into our area within the next 4 or 5 hours. Take care, everybody.